Hello everyone, my name is Hebe Sajing En. For this project, I interview Mr. Sai Kian Fong, Director of Wansun Construction and a professional engineer with over 20 years experience. He manages projects, leads engineers and site supervisors, and is responsible for safety, quality, and deadlines. Wansun Construction has delivered residential and commercial projects across Kuching, Sarawak for over a decade. In this presentation, I will discuss Mr. Sai's leadership behaviors, decision-making, and advice for future leaders, linking his insights to theory. Finally, I will reflect on the key lessons I gained. Firstly, leadership is a set of behaviors used to align people toward goals and execute plans effectively. How do you motivate your team during the tough times?
Project often face challenges, whether delays, material shortage, client changes. In those moments, I try to remind the team of the bigger goal, delivering a safe, high-quality project that we can be proud of. I make sure to acknowledge the effort, even though tough conditions. Sometimes just recognizing that the situation is hard and showing appreciation for their persistence made a big difference. I also stay in the shape of the pressure, so they don't feel that they are carrying it alone.
Mr. Sai explained that he motivates his team by reminding them of the bigger goal, recognizing their effort and sharing the pressure. This reflects transformational leadership, which inspires vision and motivation. He engages people beyond basic supervision, building commitment even during setbacks. Construction also requires transactional leadership, focus on contracts, budgets, and accountability. While he applies both, his emphasis on vision and recognition makes him more transformational. For individuals, this builds resilience and purpose. For groups, it strengthens morale and commitment. So would you say you are more directive or supportive?
I think in construction you need both. On safety issue, for example, require a directive approach. There's no negotiation when it comes to compromise, but in design discussion or planning, I'm more supportive and open to ideas. It depends on what the situation demands. Most of the time, I prefer to listen first, but I'm ready to step in firmly when deadlines or safety are on the line.
He also explained that in safety situations, he is directive, but in planning, he prefers supportive input. This shows autocratic leadership, where decisions are unilateral and compliance is expected. Safety rules cannot be negotiated, and his directive approach ensures discipline. In contrast, planning reflects democratic leadership, where team members participate in decisions. This encourages collaboration and creative ideas. For individuals, autocracy gives clarity, while democracy fosters engagement. For groups, autocracy ensures compliance and safety, while democracy builds collaboration and ownership. So, how do you usually make important decisions?
I usually start by breaking down the problem. It is a technical issue, a resources issue, or a stakeholder issue. Then I gather input from my project manager, engineer, and sometimes clients. I look at the option, assess the risk, and decide based on both facility and long-term impact. After implementation, I review how it went so that team and I can learn from the next project. Every project is different, so different things help us improve.
Mr. Sai said he breaks down the problem, consults experts, assesses risks, decides, and reviews the outcome. This mirrors the rational decision-making model, which involves defining the problem, analyzing options, choosing, implementing, and reviewing. His approach ensures systematic, transparent choices while review builds learning for future projects. How do you make decisions under pressure?
Construction often throws up urgent challenges like a safety hazard on site or a last-minute client request. In those situations, I rely on experience and intuition, but also consult quickly with the right people, for example, the safety officer or project manager, before acting. Spread matters, but it is important not to make decisions in isolation.
In urgent on-site situations, he relies on experience and intuition while consulting quickly before acting. This highlights the balance between systematic and intuitive decision-making. When time allows, he follows structured analysis. Under pressure, he acts intuitively, supported by quick consultation. This balance ensures rapid yet credible decision in construction, fast-paced environment.
Mm.
Have you made a decision where ethics mattered a lot?
Yes, in construction, cost pressure are constant. There was a time when using a cheaper material would have saved money, but I knew it could compromise safety standard. I decided against it, even though it made the project harder financially. Safety is non-negotiable. The decision reinforced to the team that we value integrity and long-term trust more than short-term.
Mr. Sai also shared that he rejected cheaper materials that could compromise safety. This reflects ethical decision-making, guided by integrity and responsibility. It also demonstrates corporate social responsibility since firm must protect workers, clients, and communities. His decision reinforced to his team that safety is non-negotiable and build long-term trust with stakeholders. What advice would you give?
My advice is to really listen to your people, engineers, site supervisor, and workers often see things that manager can miss from the office. If you listen first, you make better decisions and build trust. also never compromise on safety or quality. Once you lost that, you have to get back. Leadership isn't about always having the answer yourself. It's about creating an environment when the team wants to bring their best ideas forward.
His advice to future leaders is to listen first, build trust, and never compromise safety or quality. This reflects servant leadership, where leaders empower and support others. By listening before acting, he shows leadership as service. It also aligns with leader-member exchange theory, which emphasizes high-quality, trust-based relationship. His advice highlights that leadership is about creating an environment where people feel valued and motivated to contribute. What I gained most from this interview is an understanding of adaptability in leadership. Mr. Sai showed me that effective leaders balance both transformational leadership, where they inspire and motivate, and transactional leadership, where they enforce accountability and rules. He also adapts his style, taking an autocratic approach when safety is at stake, but shifting to a democratic approach when planning and collaboration are needed. This convinced me that good leadership depends on context, not on sticking to one fixed style. In decision making, I learned that structure is important. Breaking down problems and consulting systematically gives clarity and accountability. But I also saw that in a fast moving world of construction, intuition and experience are essential for urgent decisions. This balance is something I need to practice myself. The insight that struck me most was his ethical stance. Even under financial pressure, Mr. Sai rejected cheaper materials that could compromise safety. This showed me leadership is not just about delivering results, but about protecting people and earning trust. For my future career, this means I want to build flexible leadership skills, being able to shift between transformational and transactional, or between autocratic and democratic, depending on what my team needs. I also want to practice both rational analysis and intuitive judgment, so I can handle complex and urgent situations effectively. Most importantly, I want to make ethics and integrity the foundation of my management style, because trust, once lost, is hard to regain. In conclusion, effective leadership means being adaptable, principled, and people-focused. This is the lesson I will carry forward into my own professional journey. That is all from me, thank you.